Control, we have Tycoon clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clear procedures, check. Guidance go.
Okay, algorithm online.
Batista safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB, Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate the launch pad. Tycoon to Ixion. You have clearance for final approach. Ixion, you have been assigned to Tycoon docking bay. Welcome on board, passengers. Shuttle EMV Charon is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. Munchie decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tycoon, property of Dolus Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments, but until then, please continue to wait near the docking bay. We hope you have a productive voyage, and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future. Administrator, I am Eden, the personal assistant installed on board the Tycoon. In accordance with the Munchie Protocol, I have been designed to take into consideration your complete psychological profile so that I may more accurately respond to any needs you may have. My primary purpose is to ensure the Tycoon's automated systems function efficiently. I will keep track of the tasks that are necessary for you to fulfill your prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri and carrying out field research, mining operations, manufacturing protocols, and Dolos colonization tests.
Good evening, campers, and welcome to Ixion. This is a new game we're going to be covering here on the channel for a little bit, doing a playthrough of, and it is a relatively new game. It came out a couple of years ago, and from what I understand, from what I've been able to find, it was a big deal. When it was first revealed, it was like a really hot item that people wanted to play at some of the conventions and demos that were thrown out there. And then I'm really not sure what happened. I've seen it on a storefront a couple of times, but really didn't hear any buzz about it kind of in the space game community. I mean, it's once we get into it, it might become apparent why. I think this is a really, really cool game. And it's hard as hell. like Frostpunk levels of hard. And there are so many systems in this game, so many things to learn, so many things to do, that it's really daunting. It took me a couple of times to just kind of get the basics of what was expected. And one of the funny parts about this game is that just when you think you've got the basics down, it throws something at you that completely changes the gameplay. So as you can tell just from the screen here, it's a city builder, right? It's a city builder, right? It looks like a city builder. I can tell you that once we get started, it plays like a city builder, but you're going to see very quickly that this is much, much more than a city builder. And so I thought that what better way to celebrate the continued growth of this channel than to start something brand new, something unique, something you may not have seen before. I personally have never seen the combination of systems that are integrated into this game that work so seamlessly. It is a difficult game. We're going to lose at certain points. We're going to have catastrophe. There's going to be tears shed, I promise you, and probably more than one restart. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, we're going to try to get through this, and as I go through it, I'm going to talk a little bit about the systems, because there is a prologue. This is kind of it's a semi-tutorial that's mandatory if you want to play the actual campaign, because there is a campaign associated with this game. So we're going to be playing through the default setting base campaign for this game. So we're going to be experiencing the story, which has some really, really crazy twists to it. So we are on board the Tycoon, which is a Dolos-owned space station / starship. So this is a starship that is, it's a station that has an engine attached to it that can be moved around. So it's kind of like almost like an Elite Dangerous fleet carrier in a way. But we're going to be able to build and manage various sectors of this station to complete certain tasks in support of the company and doing other things in the solar system. So yeah, we're going to, this first little bit though, I'm not going to do a lot of talking, at least in this first little bit, until we get control, because eventually the computer is going to turn over control of the Tycoon to me, the player. But we've got to go through some kind of the intro stuff, the little, you've got like Eden here with 2 D's. So EDD over here is going to be talking to us and telling us what we need to know. So enough of my yapping. Let's get to the next transmission and see what they have to say to us.
Administrator, I wanted to introduce you to your first tasks personally. I'm Dolos' cryonics lead, Marduk council member Giovanni Battista. So, let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tycoon, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the Vohle engine and perform a short test jump to Proxima Centauri. Upon arrival, your research teams will carry out a brief survey of local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the Tycoon's core functions. It's no big deal. There's the production, stockpiling and distribution of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation. Oh, and space exploration, setting out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tycoon following the first test of its Vohle engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center Dolos' focus on the Tycoon, but this mission is just in preparation for our next project, the Protagoras. The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, Do as you're told, and bring the Tycoon back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer Dolos. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking to me.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. So he was very clear on the fact that we're going to be managing power output, structures, infrastructure, health, life support, scientific analysis, basically everything that could possibly happen. Nobody in this game is autonomous. They all rely on me for whatever reason. So yeah, they're stuck with me. So let's move on. So at this point, we are cleared a little bit. So we're going to build a road here. And then we need to build a workshop. So I've gotten to where I put the workshop. I was putting it back here. And then I want to put some storage, stockpiles. Well, let's actually, I'm going to get this right. Interesting. Oh, I think I got it. There we go. So you got to get these just right. Like, they've got to be set just right, or they won't freaking work. Now we can start harvesting. So you have to build these. So the first thing you do is you build a workshop. So here's the workshop, and then we build these storage containers. They're supply depots basically, and then you can pick whatever type of storage you want them to be, and they can only be one at a time. You can store multiple things inside of the stockpile, but it can only be one at a time. So hopefully once we get this stuff stored, we'll get some of our roads started, and I'm going to speed this up a little bit. See, this one is food. I mean, we've got a road plan. What's the deal here? So we'll be building other things. You've got like your population, factories, space, apartments, crew quarters, infirmary. These are necessities. Factories are going to allow us to, this one in particular allows us to research new technologies. And then we have to build a docking bay. So we actually will be building this massive docking bay, and we can always spin it around if we want it on this side. It's very customizable how we want to set this up. But I'm not really sure why my roads aren't being built yet. So let's, there, I think we got it. All right.
I have established a connection with Dolos's lead data scientist, Emma Klein.
So it won't go as bad as it is right now, I promise. It's just getting back into the habit. It's been a few days since I tried this out. So you have to make sure that each of these are pointing toward the road itself. Now it's going to start building. So let's take a minute and listen to what Emma has to say.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tycoon, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos' lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation. As is often the case with tools produced by my department, I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munchie, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of Vohle jumping. Whilst there is a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a Vohle jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary, as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being recorded by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
All right, so we're going to be getting requests throughout the game. They're going to appear as these little spyglasses above different facilities. So we'll know, as a workshop, it's going to want us to build something. So Emma's basically saying that we're responsible for everything that goes on, including the welfare of the crew members that we'll be taking along. She cautioned us to build an infirmary, which is going to become very, very important as we press on. And like I said, one of the things I got to be careful of, and this game in particular is very sensitive. So a lot of city builders, you can kind of just put down the building, and as long as it's along a road, you're fine. But here, it's got to be aligned perfectly with the road, or nothing will happen. So, the carriers will not move the materials to storage unless it is set up appropriately. So let's close this and see what our request is. All right, so they need we need access to food. So we need a dining hall. Easy. And see how it's green? This is the issue. So if I just put it like this, it's not going to work. But if I put it down here, see, I can put it against the road or like this. We're going to put it down here because I'm not going to be keeping all of these roads. We're kind of building roads right now to get things done. Because I need my robots to come over and pick up the materials. See, they're building the dining hall, so we'll be able to eat together as one big happy family. And then we're going to clear out this area right here, and I'm going to build the food stockpile behind this thing. So we're going to build another stockpile here. And, oh crap, it doesn't fit, does it? Okay. Alright, let's just put it here, and we'll make it stored.
I have an incoming transmission from Marduk Council member Henry Barteville.
Alright, let's see what Henry has to say.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I'm Henri Bargeville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even though they are a small organization, the Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tycoon's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
All right, so he's adding another thing. We are going to need to, yeah. So kind of like Frostpunk, we're going to get a bunch of notices and things. People want things. They want to be fed, and they want places to live. Can you imagine the audacity of people who want to be fed and have places to live? So we're going to agree, which is something we wanted to do anyway. So we're going to go ahead and start building apartments. And I want to be careful because I want these to all be aligned the same. And each of these holds 15. And we've got 85 people to feed. Wow, really? Where's our food at? Oh, well, they should be eating. They'll be fine. So we've got 85 people to house and 85 people to feed. So let's go over here. And I kind of want to create like a boulevard here. And we're going to tear down this road so that we can add another one. And the point is here. There we go. And that'll be temporary. Again, a lot of these roads are temporary. This stuff here in the middle is not, though. This is my current design for the city. Now, did he? Okay, he didn't. Let's go ahead. See how big some of this stuff is? It's a delicate balance between, like, there's the power. So we have power up here. We've got all of our resources, and we're really just kind of getting introduced to a lot of these systems. We're not really wholly dependent on them yet. We will be as the story starts to take off. Let's start collecting a lot of that. But they do a good job of collecting those resources. Getting some roads laid down. And so this is really just a moment to kind of teach us about the mechanics of the game, what we should expect. Need that yeah, I just need that piece taken away and we'll be able to build our house there. There we go. Okay, so let's build our last apartment complex there, and they're all facing the right way. That's a good thing. So the one complaint I do have is the camera is kind of locked. So the camera view that we have is the camera view we're stuck with. Now we can zoom in pretty well and kind of get an idea for, how people are doing. There's a dude dancing or something. Or is he? What was he? Seriously, what is he doing? Is he doing some illicit stuff there, man? That does not look legal, whatever he's doing. Anyway, okay, so maybe we shouldn't have the camera go too far down. Bunch of people working, and all right, so we need to construct a cargo ship. So we go over here to the hangar bay. We click available, and then we've got mining, cargo, and science ships. So we're going to construct a cargo ship. But the problem is we don't have the resources to do that because we haven't built the right Titan storage facility yet. Okay. So we're going to build some storage facilities that accept the resources that we need to build our cargo ship. And we have almost fed everybody in the mess hall. That's one of those things you kind of have to just start it and then let it go. It's not really something that you can kind of push. It's like, okay, well, I need to feed 100 people. Well, I just set up the mess hall, and when they get hungry, they'll go eat. So there's our cargo ship going up. Everything in this game kind of melts into place. Like, it looks really hot. Like it's just all being welded together in a very efficient manner. Okay. So our cargo ship is done. Let's construct a science ship. And so once we've constructed ships, we get access to the fleet management screen. And it's actually kind of cool. It's not too difficult. So we got our cargo ships. It'll list each one of the ships that we have, and then we can just choose whatever materials we want it to get, and it will go out. Now, this will be a good opportunity to show you guys this. So there's 3 different views. So you have the Tycoon interior view, which is where we'll be spending most of our time managing the actual facility. Then we can go outside, and we can look, and you can see the engine, and we're going to build a separate engine on top of this thing. But here is the Tycoon. Beautiful. This is gorgeous. I love it. I love this. You can see look at all the rockets and everything. Earth is really just really doing well. And then you've got, it gets even better because you've got a solar system view. So we can actually go to Mars, or we can do other things. So this game is not limited to just the Tycoon. That's what I was talking about. Some of these systems are just insane how these systems are linked together. And here we are. Oh, and we need an infirmary. That's right, population infirmary. Where do we want to put the infirmary? Let's put it right here. Kind of close to our population center. You can see all of the materials being delivered and our infirmary going up. Or at least starting to go up. Alright, so we've got a moon event now. Okay, so we're going to send the science ship to the moon. There she goes.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
The light bulb. So the base is out of commission. Auxiliary systems are operational and could be used to restore power. If we reach the UN base, it's abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational. Let's dismantle the base because I want resources. That's kind of my thing. And then, oh yeah, we gotta. So eventually, so it's kind of cool is we'll be able to build airlocks. We don't have one yet. We'll be able to build airlocks that will allow us to do EVAs, and we can do improvements to the Tycoon station. So, pretty cool. So what we're waiting on now is the we're waiting on the science ship to finish its work. So do we just have iron? Yeah, it's just iron at this point. So we'll just go ahead and leave that as it is. And as you can tell, we've got different sectors that eventually we'll be able to unlock current conditions.
The team has completed a task.
Awesome. Base has been dismantled. Most of the equipment was damaged. We were able to prepare some usable resources from extraction. So we get 90 science points and 30 iron. That is freaking cool. So the science ship now is going to collect the research from the moon. And while we're doing that, let's see here. I'm going to put my factory down. Oh, it's just too big. Oh, but we can tear this down. And we can build our factory. Where do we want to put it here? Let's put it in the middle, because I'm trying to keep the exterior portions available in case I need them for airlocks and stuff, because we haven't built an airlock yet. Okay. My goal for this first episode is to get through the prologue. So I don't know if it'll stop exactly at 30 minutes. I think we're almost done with the prologue. But there is like an actual prologue piece that we need to get through, and so I'm gonna go for this first episode through the prologue and get us going into the next part of the game. All right, so there we go, and we can tear down this excess road here. The tech lab is almost done. The factory, it's a factory. It's a tech lab. It's research. It's what's going to help us to investigate new technologies, because one of the technologies is absolutely disgusting, but we have to have it to survive because this is space and it has to be weird. Oh no!
Transmission from Vohle's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi, awaits your attention. Administrator, due to insufficient levels of electricity generation, Sector 1's power demand has overloaded.
You don't say.
Stanford routines recommend that you construct an external solar panel to boost overall electrical output.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munshi, Tolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the Vohle engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tycoon's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you are equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
All right, so forget that. They want us to build the Vohle engine, but we can't do that until we have the EVA airlock. And let's see here. EVA airlock. Okay. And there we go. So we'll shut down a couple of these to get us back under where we need to be. I'd like to turn the infirmary back on. Is there any of these that people are not living in? No? Okay. So I think we can avoid... I think we can stand to turn off some of these for a minute. Alright. So we are waiting on the tech lab to finish researching. So, And what this is going to do is there are certain things we can research that will allow us to, like I said, access the outside of the ship. So we're going to research the EVA lab, or not EVA lab, but it's like an EVA dock. We'll be able to set that up, and then we'll be able to go outside the ship to do improvements. So, like install the Vohle engine. The Vohle engine is like this souped up hyperspace engine. It's pretty cool. And for some reason, the chief of medicine for the company is like the final guy you talk to install the Vohle engine, which is just really, really odd. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, so the airlock has been unlocked. And it's showing brown like that because I don't have a road. I'll fix that button. So let's turn some of these back on. We'll leave it as is because it's going to need 12. It's going to need 12. So once the materials have been delivered, we'll be turning off a couple of other things just to be able to, just to make sure that we have enough power to turn the thing on. Okay. There's... Alright. Let's turn this off. And let's just go over here and collect the last of this stuff so that we can make sure all of our resources have been collected. We're still, here we go. The EVA dock is going up. I really like how the stuff like kind of glows up. It's really cool. All right. So external construction now. We're going to build a solar panel. And it is taking... So they're taking materials from here to be able to build the solar panel. I haven't been able to find like the actual solar panels, so don't expect to see them being built. Just enjoy the speeding, the growing status bar. Just enjoy the status bar. If they're on here, somebody leave a comment and tell me where I should be looking. But I mean, as many times as I've done this, I haven't found where the solar panels actually are. And do we have 15? Yes, we do. So let's do this. Let's turn it back on. Let's turn everything back on. I know. Oh, look at that power. Look at that power. We're going to go back out there, though. We're going to build one more set of solar panels. Now, notice here we have hull integrity. Hull integrity is affected by everything. It's not affected by anything right now because we're in the prologue. And we're about to transition out to the main game. And it's going to be it's a pain because you got to deal with trust of your people, you got to deal with power, and you got to deal with hull integrity. So it turns into a literal nightmare. But for now, let's just kind of enjoy the view of Earth and waiting on our solar panel to be finished. There we go. All right, now let's install the Vohle engine, and this should be like a huge amount of resources while we're at it. Let's clear up some of these extra roads we don't need. Okay. So I think they delivered the resources. Now this one you can watch. There's the Vohle engine getting built, which is actually pretty cool to watch. I'm assuming these are nanites that are out there building this technology. And once it is ready, we are going to start the engines, and I think that's the point. I'm going to shut up and let you guys enjoy what happens next.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tycoon, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies. Please ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri. Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
All right, it's time to... Oh, we're getting new people. Okay, so here's the here's kind of the gross one. Let's do this real quick. Insect farms. Yeah. Insect farms. Like I said, gross. So insect farms are one of the main ways that we get food. Because you will eat the bugs and you will be happy. That kind of stuff. So insects seem to be the way of doing this stuff, of space travel, at least for these guys. We need our cargo ship to go pick up our next crew members. And while we're researching how to eat bugs, we'll work on additional populations there. So now we need to build. See these things? These are insect farms. They're nasty. They're disgusting. And people who want to eat bugs like this are nasty. We got plenty of people. All right, so all the people are here. They should all have room. You'll notice that we had a hard hut up here that said that conditions were dangerous, potential for accidents. That's because we had a lot more work that needed to be done, but not enough people. But now that we have, the extra 100 people on board, we are almost ready to go. We're going to research, or we're going to build the insect farms. I'm going to wait on everything to get done here. We're almost finished, and then we will.
Phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the full bonding procedure.
Now we're going to wait.
Protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation.
I miss the days when science fiction was
We've
optimistic.
endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tycoon is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
All right. Let's go. Let's move to the moon departure orbit. And I'm going to sit back at this point and just sit and watch this with you guys as we make our jump to Proxima Centauri and the prologue to this game comes to a conclusion.
In accordance with Ralph Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tycoon before Volt jump initiation. Full engine ready.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the Earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the Earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the Vohle engine.
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Several anomalies detected. Multiple digital security breaches found within full jump routines. Full engine critically damaged. Hull integrity compromised. Analysis confirms discrepancies between the mission clock and the apparent advanced state of the solar system. We are receiving no communication signals from Earth. Likelihood of ongoing survival stands at approximately 7.67%. Activating Marduk survival protocols. New mission objective established. Ensure humanity's survival by finding a habitable exoplanet. Urgent issues requiring immediate attention. Increase food production output. Restore hull integrity.
Okay, so
a new request awaits your attention.
obviously things did not go according to plan. The launch of the Vohle engine destroyed part of the moon and created a lunar chasm. It's like a lunar cataclysm, basically, that destroyed all life on Earth. And so what we can tell so far is that the Tycoon has returned to the solar system in the future. So not only did we destroy the moon and the Earth, we arrived in the future. So this is long after all of this has happened. So we have a lot to deal with at the moment. As you can see, our hull integrity is falling. We've got a serious issue. We've got trust issues with our people, although that's climbing a little bit. So we've got to deal with the damage to the Tycoon. There's a great shot of our moon, or what's left of it. You can see it there. And then there's Mother Earth in her final form. So we're going to stop it there, and I'm going to continue on in this series. And at this point, it's going to be it really turns into a there's a lot of different systems that we're going to have to work on to maintain the station and to complete the various tasks that will come forth as part of the game. But the prologue is over, and this is the part where the fun starts, and it gets really difficult. And our chances of survival, I would say, honestly, as like for somebody who has played this game a couple of times to kind of learn the mechanics, and seeing the moon explode the first time was really shocking. So it was really great. I was like, wow, that's a great twist. And so this is a really neat kind of storyline that we're going down. I would put our chances of success in this playthrough at approximately 7.67%, which is the same estimated survival rate on the planet Earth at the moment. But we will have to wait and see what happens on the next episode as we continue this playthrough. Thanks everybody for joining me today for this special playthrough, and I can't wait to keep going because this is a really, really awesome experience, and I appreciate you being a part of it. I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I will see you out there. Good night, everybody.